Hello and welcome back to the finishing line.
Hey!
Poppy is here again. We'll try that again. Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, the only podcast that gives you the truth,
The whole
all the truth, all the time. None of this beating around the bush. Well, especially when Tom's not here. Where is Tom? Tom is sick. Tom is flying to Chicago tomorrow for his marathon. He's trying to get better, so Tom is not here. But Andrew's here. Sean, blogger, is here. Wally, numerous names.
Bugsy Jr.
Sean, how you doing?
Oh, good. I'm just curious to where Tom is after landing a double last week. I have a feeling he's probably in Barbados somewhere after cleaning out the bookies, and he doesn't even turn up to show us what he's won. But look, I wish Tom best of luck running the marathon, and hopefully he's like Zurich, just comes late, and should have got there, but gets there in the stewards.
Andrew, how are you?
Hey, rightly so, we got it. I am great, Dave. I'm great. I've nothing else to elaborate on.
Well, there you go.
How are you,
I'm
Dave?
good.
David, how are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Poppy scared the life out of me there, jumping up me, but how's ever. A bit of news. Sean touched on it there. Tom, Mr. Rain Man himself, told us that his two horses would win basically last week, and both of them did in fact win. So we hope he got on. The dog did not win. We all went to see that, and it went pear-shaped.
That was fun, though.
I was quite amazed how fast the dogs are. I had been to the dogs.
I've never seen Dave in like shock mode. It's like, oh my god, these things are.
I couldn't believe it. I haven't been to the dogs in. Maybe I was 6 years old. Let's say the last time I was there. I was fucking flabbergasted how fast they came out of the traps. Oh my god. But the dog did not win. However, Pimlico are flying. Tom's Syndicate. If you want to get involved, Andrew usually has the details below. But Pimlico Racing Ireland, and plenty of winners, plenty of horses. Henry, Willie, who else? John McConnell. Hold up for a second.
I think has he got any? I don't know. Who he has.
They're dotted around everywhere. There's some lovely horses there, and they're getting the winners. A lot of work on in. So well done to Tom, and best of luck in the marathon on Sunday. I know you'll do it, even sick or not. Other news. We had flat racing the weekend, but we're not really going to delve into that anymore. Hasn't been. The dog is eating my jumper here now. She's just lost her mind. Come here. Sit down there.
That's animal. Look at that animal cruelty. Pulling the dog around the face.
Jumps news. Do we have any jumps news? Constitution Hill video of him blowing up the gallops like a flying pigeon again, and everything else in between.
Willie's stable tour. Everybody have their 26 winners of the Shetland Festival now. Just back Mullins. Like, I put up a post. Willie now has a favour for every novice and open race. Some people just can't get sarcasm whatsoever.
The best part of the video for me is Sporting Life must be paying him some whack, right? Because they're going through the list of names, and Kevin Blake starts throwing a few curveballs, and he's like, hold up a minute, let's get back to the script here. I can't go off on these.
Poppy, we are live. Do you mind?
She's been inside for most of the day while I was at work, so she's losing her mind here now. She wants to play. Stop. Stop.
This just happens when it's live. But anyway.
Yeah. It's like when your kids. It's like when your kids dive into the show as well. But there you go. That's the news. We've had Willie Mullins flat racing, and other stuff in between. But
Davy
Yeah.
Crockett. Davy Crockett is no more. Well,
Stop.
I say he's
Oh,
no
yeah.
more. You won't see him till September. Spring. Jesus Christ, what am I saying? Won't see him till springtime. So that
Yep.
in Willie Mullins' language that means he's gone for the season.
he is gonzo, I'd say. Right. I'm gonna put this dog in her crate if you don't stop. Sit down. Stop.
Actually, that's another thing that he said. He said Amsterdam could go across the water. That'd be interesting. If he
It's
splits
not
up
because
him and stuff.
I'll get on to Amsterdam after. I don't get
No, but
the
not
point.
even that. I
Ah.
just think the fact that Willie's going to send one to test the waters with the new line and Constitution Hill early on, it'd be good to see.
Oh,
I'd like to see it. I don't think it will happen, but I'd like to see it. Stop.
If he's going down the champion hurdle route, it looks the obvious starting point for him before he even thinks about setting him out against Stateman and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But whether
It's
he's
very
good
hard to know
enough-
how good he is.
I don't. The engine is there. The brain is not there. The jumping's not there. He jumps like he jumps like an absolute fridge.
He does look like he has a decent engine, to be fair.
Oh, I think he has a massive engine.
There's
I
a lot.
remember that day he cruised up as a fairy house. I know it was only Calaconte in behind, but holy mother of God, he couldn't have done that anymore. As Andrew said, he went on absolutely flat in the last. But if he can start, he's going to have to scrub up quickly, put it that way. He hasn't as much racing. He's opening up in the company now, and he's going to have to start to get it all together very quickly.
Yeah, like what I don't like about him is the way he races, the way he jumps. You just can't do that against the likes of Stateman, Con Hill, the new line, and all them. If you make a mistake like that mid-race, he's going to go at a pace that he's never went before in his life. And if he can't sort his feet out when he gets in close to a hurdle, that's game over for him. He doesn't jump like a champion hurdler. And if you're not jumping like a champion hurdler, you're not going to win a champion hurdler. The exception to the rule is Faheen. Well, he was just an absolute freak.
That's many moons ago now, though.
Yeah. Anyway.
We have a giveaway for tickets for Chepstow, I believe.
Yes, we do. We have 2 tickets for Chepstow on Saturday. Thanks to Michael. And we're going to give them away before the end of the show. And all you have to do is tell us who won the 2024 Persian War Novice Hurdle. So that's last year's Persian War Novice Hurdle. You tell us in the comments who won, and we will do a random pick by the end of the show. Before we get on to we'll do it at the end of the show after our flops of the season.
Okay, so we're here to talk about Chepstow. We got our wires crossed and all that kind of stuff last week. We're not going to get to do the end of the flop or not show, but we are going to give our top 5 flops of the season. I only have 4 though. So it's
Bottler.
top 4 for me, and the lads have 5. Are we going to do that first or second?
We'll do Chepstow first, and then we'll do it at the end.
Okay. So he's 6 races to touch on at Chepstow. 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
If anyone is interested, it's 3-0 to England right now.
It's 3-0 to England. Have it on here beside me. Stop, Pappy. Stop.
And there's only about 5 minutes gone.
Okay, let me get the racing. The first one is
3:12.
the 312 Chepstow. The Dragon Bet Veterans Handicap Chase. 2 miles, 7.5 furlongs. And we've in favourite Cortland, James Bowen, Mickey Bowen, Lemilos is 4-1. I have Paddy Power prices here, by the way, in case anybody wants to give out to me for the wrong prices. Lord Accord 4-1, Torn and Frayed 11-2, Hang In There 17-2, Tullybeg over from Gordon's 17-2, and it's 12-1 bar. And Sean, do you want to take this first?
Yeah. Look, my favourite races, Veterans Chases. How else do you want to kick off the season? And I know this is put in on purpose for that reason. But I think you might have been clipped in a bit, Dave. Did you say Lord Accord was 4-1?
4-1 here.
He was a little bit bigger. He's going to be my selection in the race. I just think coming in here early season, he's had a couple of spins during the summer, and he's going to be fit. I just want to take that angle in these races. Like, I know it's veteran and name, they're older horses. Some of them he can get cherry right first time out, so they can definitely run fresh, and then some take a run or two. So I'm going to side with him. You look through his form, and 3 of his 4 chase successes have come in October, which tells you he can get out early on good ground, and he's going to do well. Good ground that is what we're describing at Chepstow at the moment. I don't think there's any rain due, so it looks like we're going to get that. He had a solid run the last day where he was beaten by Oliver's Travel, who's gone on to win since, and is probably way above the level he was that day. Lord Accord looked a bit hit and miss, but came back with a second there, starting to look like he's putting back into form. And I think a big angle into the race is the pace. I don't see much pace on him here. Amsterdam, is that how you pronounce it? Amsterdam. He's in here. He's a possible pace angle, but I think Lord Accord last season when he had his victory, he just went out in front of Wayne Canton and bullied him off. I think with the fitness under the bend, Richie McLaren and bottom weight in here, I think you kick him off the front, make use of that fitness, get him out into a rhythm, and I'm just hoping he'd keep going and the other lads won't get to him right down the bottom of the weights. So Lord Accord is the selection for me.
Andrew, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I totally agree with Sean. He made majority of the points there, so I'm not going to elaborate too much on it. Look, he's on the same mark for his second of his 2 wins last season. Look, he won first time up last season by 16 lengths, to follow that up by 16 lengths again. And as Sean alluded to, his 2 wins last season come September and October. So this is the time of year. The ground is going to be perfect for him. He had a nice run behind Oliver's Travel at Cartmel, a track that wouldn't play to his strengths, which is jumping, with the big long running. Look, I would presume they've had this on the radar a long way out. As Sean said, again, there's not much for a pace angle. I think you get much for freebie in front. And when you jump around Chepstow, that home straight, if you're in the rhythm up there, it's very, very hard to gain lengths. I think if he gets his freebie out in front, he'd be very, very hard to catch. I think he wins.
Okay, I had no strong feeling, but if I had to pick one, it was the same as the lads. So the boys have talked about Lord Accord there, and he is well in on the weights, so but not a strong selection. We're on to the 343 Grade 2 Dragon Bet Persian War Novices hurdle. 2 miles, 3.5 furlongs tomorrow. Favorite 64 Queensbury Boy. Sean Bone, Ollie Murphy have stick to the plan 11-2. Money Garrow for the Skeletons, and boy was there.
How has he not got any days for that? Like,
how
in the name of God has he gotten away with that?
Some fucking scamming going on last weekend. That's all I'm going to say. Next time you see that, what's the name of the fucking horse?
Fortune the Mare.
Fortune the Mare. Next time you see him,
and County Hurdler, whatever his name is. Who are them now? They're stuck to the ground for the November meeting.
Imagine sticking horses to the floor in fucking September.
But anyway. You know what the excuse is? You know what the excuse is? Oh, we didn't have time to gallop him. We didn't have the ground to gallop him. Yeah, okay, right, lads. That's that loot. Yeah, you're away with that. Good excuse. Accept that.
Can't gallop a horse when you pull his head off for 2 miles.
He was swinging on the dicky the whole way around, jumping the second last. This fella's going to bolt up. Oh, wait. Harry forgot how to be a jockey.
Oh, guarantee you Cheltenham November, October meeting. That's where he'll be back out.
Kicked out in front, 12 lengths clear, going to the first.
Sean knows, boy. Money Garrow, Jack Hyde for Johnny Burke, Fergal O'Brien, 13-2. Canesborough, Gordon sent them over 18-1, and 17-2 Bar. Andrew, you can go first this time.
Queensbury Boy has been majority of the talking horse for this because is he still the owner? Still owner.
No, he's still the owner, yeah. Still a few more weeks.
David Maxwell has done an Oliver Brady and said, have what you want on, GSI, all that jazz, gamble responsibly, not so much responsibly, have your house, your mortgage, your kids' mortgage, your grandkids' mortgage on this thing. He's going to win. Fair play to him if you do. His form is not up to much. And that's been, if you go through it, like he's beaten Captain Bellamy by 2 3/4 lengths. Captain Bellamy has been absolutely had his arse handed to him by Sky Jack Hijack. Before that, he was disqualified after getting absolutely riddled by Larkin Williams at Newbury. That form, you can keep it. Where am I? Sorry, clicked the wrong tab. Absolutely battered them behind final demand at Punchestown. Look, that's fair enough. But when you go back and look at it, he was beaten 42 lengths altogether. Yes, they might come out and say this has been the plan, so on and so forth. Harry Durham is a fella that's able to get him ready, but not at that price, not for me whatsoever. You stick to the plan and then stuck to the ground. I mean, Money Garrow, he's going to be absolutely want nothing to do with this race. He'll have future plans in mind. He's good form, bumper form, if you want to take behind Beneath My Wings at Ascot, and he was turned over at short odds by our boy Stan, which is not bad. He's a decent enough horse. But I think the one who's I'm going to side with is stick to the plan. He won quite convincingly at Galway Festival when he was trying with Conor Farrell. He beat Ficker Street, who was an impressive winner of Maiden Hurdle before that. He would beat Emily Love, who was on a 4-timer coming into that race. That, to me, already that form is much better than what Queensbury Boy has showed already. He's race fitness on the side already. He's a winner over hurdles already. He's a lot more experience than the other ones would have. Like Monigaro this is the hurdles debut. Jack Hyde to me is the possible danger in the field because Fergal O'Brien's horse had been actually hit the ground kind of well at the start of the season. He's had down a few winners the last few days, but his stick to the plan is he's a progressive profile. He's gone over to a trainer who's a dab hand at getting horses out of the yards and improving them. He's Sean Bowen on his back. That's all you need to know. Sean Bowen could, Jesus Christ, he could ride that to win. But I think he's the right price. He's, I don't know, 6-1, 5-1 in places. You have your 8 runners. You have just 3 places. He would not be out of the places. I think he's what does Tom call it? A scummy each way bet. He's a scummy each way bet. That's what he is, and I think he's the horse that everybody should get behind. Queensbury annoyed me the last day. How the hell did he end up winning? I just hate that horse now. But yeah, he is the one for me.
That was a long time talking about.
Sorry. I apologize.
Andrew mentioned the one I'm going to side with, Fergal O'Brien's horse, Jack Hyde. For no real massive reason other than he has a bit of a fitness edge over the rest of them. And that kind of tends to work in your advantage when you're betting early in the season. So I think he's probably an alright horse, but it's kind of only a grade 2 in name anyway. So Jack Hyde for me. And what about you, Sean?
Yeah, look, I agree very much with Andrew. Queensbury Boy, the form just isn't there for me. Like the maiden hurdle he won the first day, the horse in behind was rated 114 and beaten the maiden the next time out. The second maiden was against Captain Bellamy. Nothing to shout about either. And he's kept fresh and got the punches down and been absolutely mullered by 42 lengths. Like he's running the race is all you can say because you can't even take that form literal. He's 20 lengths behind Finucaloi, whatever you say that one.
Great
and he's like still 20 lengths behind Final the Man. So for me, I know the jockey's off his back and that's going to help an awful lot. But just if he gets to mighty short, like 5 to 4 even money, I'll be laying him. I'll be taking him on big time. And I think the reasons why you have horses running for you, like stick to the plan you've touched on.
Is he frozen for you as well?
Yeah.
That's a good Dublin internet. But while he's talking about that, just the whole thing about David Maxwell not being jocked up, people are commenting in there now about David Maxwell not being up anymore. His horses are going to be... Oh, he's back. Yeah, he's back. Carry on.
Sorry. I just kicked off there. Jack Hyde, Queensbury, I think you have them on side. And one other big price that he's 16 to 1 is Kill Waters, the Phillips Hobbs trained horse. Look, he's big, but I think on his bumper form he should be an awful lot shorter. Like he comes in here off the back of a win in Ireland where he beat the Romeo Coolio colours, the Flying King of Gordon Elliott's, who's gone on to win a bumper since. He's then gone to the Aintree Festival where he runs on, got a bit of traffic into 6th, and then he goes on to Punchestown and finishes 3rd. I just think 16 to 1 is big price. So like you 4 or 5 horses running for you there. I don't think there's much between them. That doesn't look a star, and I don't think Queensbury Boy should be that far ahead in the market. So I'll be taking him on.
Okay. On to Saturday. And a 2:45 Native River handicap chase. Great horse back in the day. 2 miles, 7.5 furlongs. Destroy the Evidence is favourite, 4 to 1. Holy Joe Smoke, 5 to 1. the Jersey 7s, Ask Brewster 7s, Neon Moon 8s, Deep Cave 9-1, and then it's 10-1 bar. Sean, you're first again. Any strong fancy here?
Yeah, look, you mentioned Native River, and I'm gonna go to Native River's colours, because I had a note beside this horse, and I don't know what happened around this place last year, but he just turned inside out, and David Pipe started the season very well, and I'm hoping for much of the same this time around. Neon Moon each way, he's about 8-1. He's not a horse that I typically be going for, and you'd probably look and say, "Geez, you're mad giving him a chance." But you just go back and watch his replay running around here last season. He transformed himself on good ground. I think David Pipe got him back sweet after a break. He's after a break, yeah, summer break coming in here. He jumped and you could just pick him out a long way out. He won this race last year off 132. He's 2 pounds lower, running off 130 on Saturday. Good ground, as he touched on. He appreciates that. And I just think he showed a liking for Chepstow last season. I can see a bit of money probably coming for this lad. They got him cherry ripe last year. I'm sure he'd be trying the same again. Off 2 pounds lower, I think Neon Moon will be able to run a big race.
Andrew?
I'm very strong on Destroy the Evidence here. He won on this card last year, beating Haughty Clore, who's gone on to win the National Hunt Chase at the Shetland Festival and the Irish Grand National. I think Haughty Clore is an unbelievably good horse in the making. I think he could be one of the best 3-mile chasers in the UK. But he beat him off 130 last year. He's 135 this time around. He won first time up last season over this course and distance. I just think he could be still ahead of this mark. Like, he didn't end last season on the greatest terms. Well, let's say that he was beaten in neck twice at Warwick and Ludlow, and then he was beaten out of Soish then in Utoxeter. But you forgive him that last run of the season. He always seems to run well when he's fresh. He was always in the places when he's fresh. As I said, 135. He's only 5 pounds higher than beating Haughty Clore last season. If he turns up in that kind of form, again, he races with the pace around Chepstow. So if you race with the pace and you're a good jumper, it gains you lengths and lengths and lengths. And if you can keep that going at the home straight, it's very hard to get past someone. And this fella does love a battle. He sticks his head down. He's a typical Kim Bailey horse, noseband, heads down, and he just grinds it out. 4 or 5-1. Look, he's the favourite, but I think he's the worthy favourite, and I think if he comes back to the form that he saw him beat Haughty Clore last season, he'd be very hard to beat. One that I would have been interested in if the yard were in any kind of form is Ask Brewster. He finished off last season 2 very, very good wins, but Evan Williams' horses are running. He's haven't had many running, but they've all been beaten very convincingly. But look, local track, you never know. He's an each way price, but I think Try the Evidence could be very hard to beat here.
The two the lads touched on, I think, are the two to concentrate on, and I would side with Destroy the Evidence. I just like the way he runs, and it should suit Chepstow. But I'd be surprised if both of those are not in the places, so they're probably two decent each way bets. But Destroy the Evidence for me. The 320 at Chepstow.
Just before I go on, I just want Stephen's on about. I just want to touch back on the Maxwell thing. Oh, it's not that Maxwell's a terrible rider. It's the whole thing I was alluding to was the fact that they're going to be over bet now because Maxwell's not on them anymore. They're going to be a lot shorter in the market than they actually should be. But that's the only thing I was kind of getting at. But anyway, sorry, Dave.
There was the Group Silver Trophy Handicap Hurdle 2 mile 3.5 furlongs. We have Friendship 5-1 favourite, Josh the Boss 5-1, Royal Infantry 13-2, Rambo T 15-2, Nappers Hill 8-1, Joyo Mashan 8-1, ID Wood 10-1, Thanks for the Help 10-1, and 14-1 bar. There's a lot of horses in this. I suppose with progressive profiles. King of the Lake last year. Thanks for the Help got back on track last time. ID Wood has fitness advantage, so he was a novice chaser last year with back over hurdles. But if he runs, I'm going to side with Nappers Hill. I think he's off the track for a long time. They're not going to have him here undercooked. I'm nearly certain he Might have won a race around Chepstow before, but he was a decent enough horse when the last time we saw him in, I think, November 2023. Paul Nichols usually gets a couple of winners at this meeting. It's a very hard race because there's a lot of horses I like the look of and the profile of, but Napper's Hill each way for me. Andrew?
Another kind of, I say strong fancy, I'd be fairly keen on him, is Josh the Boss. He won this last year. He won this last year off 124. He's now off 127. But what's very encouraging is Nigel and Windy Twiston Davis's horses are flying. He's had 5 winners in the last fortnight. Horses seem to be going really, really well. Horses for courses this time of year. He's had wind surgery last month. He's going to be cherry ripe to defend this crown. This is the time of year, majority of us all know that this is the time of the year that Nigel has his horses firing and ready to go. He's on a fair mark. Jamie Ned's taking £7 off his back, which brings down to 120 kind of mark. So I think he's well handicapped on last season run. Again, decent enough jumper, travels well, course and distance winner. If you can get 5-6 to 1, another muggy each way bet, you get your 5 places somewhere. You touched on another one there, Dave. Thanks for the help. He's having his chase debut. If he can replicate his form that saw him win at the Punchestown Festival, he could be a big, big danger. They would be the 2 against the field for me, but I think Josh the Boss, he could be another one that'll be hard to beat this weekend.
Sean?
Yeah, one of my stronger selections of the weekend, Dave. I know he's top of the market, but Andrews just touched on it there. You can get 5 to 1, 5 places in each way, and if Friendship is out of the first 5, it won't be a good day for me. And anyways, I just think coming in here, I think he just has a lot of wiggle room. If this horse isn't better than 128 at the end of the season, I'll give up. He must be at least 135 rated horse. You just look through his form from last season. He beat Let It Rain after he had his first spin at Chepstow. He then had a second spin at Chepstow where he beat Let It Rain. He went on and he ran against the New Lion. And if you just look at that piece of form, you had the New Lion and first obviously went on to win the Ballymore. You've Caliph Involve, who went on and won again. He's rated 137. And you had Electric Mason rated 130, who went on to run the Pipe. So like, if horses there, he's in around like mid 130s horses. I just think that's the level there he's at. He comes in here, I just think Hobbs, I'm hoping Hobbs has his horses forward. You'd sort of know by how you watch the first day or so, everyone thought Nichols was untouchable at this meeting last year. He left them all short and they were a bit stink, so it's definitely something to keep your eye on. But this lad, if Hobbs' horses are running all right, I just think he has plenty in hand. I see Andrew's point with Josh the Boss. He won here last season. I just think you have to trust a lot of faith in that they're going to get it back to there, because there's 3 runs after weren't great, and then the horses in behind, there's a lot in around each other. But I just think Friendship off a mark of 128, I think he has plenty of wiggle room, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't have at least £6-7. And
On to Sunday.
That's my cue.
242 listed Tom Malone Bloodstock Novices Chase, 2 miles 3.5 furlongs. I don't have betting for this, but we've Blue King Duro, a very decent long distance hurdler. Diane Quest won a couple of handicaps. Wendigo, who's the Albert Bartlett form from last year. Will Mount, who's a goose. Bruce Bruccio, Imperial Jade, and Speculatrix. Andrew, who's going to win this?
I think this could be a decent enough race. Who'll win it? Oh, I find it hard to really split 2. Going to head, I'd probably side with Blue King Doro. As you alluded to there, he's a decent enough stayer hurdler last season. He beat Salviar. He was behind New Mean Lion, Crambo, lucky place. 9 lengths behind Imperial Pass of Sandown the end of the season before as well. Very good horse on his day. How far Nichols will have him is another thing. If he jumps well, I think he could be very hard to beat. Wendigo is obviously the other one. The Albert Bartlett form from last season looks every bit of a chaser. Whether they'll have him cherry ripe for this, probably not. They'll probably have future targets in mind. I expect two of them to win plenty of races during the season, but I think the way Nichols is lately, he'll probably want to get a few winners on the board very quickly this season. And I'd say you'd have him more forward than Wundego will be. So I will side with Blue King Doro.
Nichols' strike rate is quite good at the moment, as far as I'm aware.
Nichols'
Sean?
strike rate is 2 from 2. The last 14 days. That was 100%, David.
Before that, I think
That
he
is
had.
fucking shocking.
Oh no! Before that, he still had a good few winners. Sean?
Yeah, look, Dave, I'm not going to mess around here for too long. I think Andrew's touched on all of it. Look, Blue King Daru comes in here a rating that's just none of them can match. He's £8 clear of Wendigo, and he's nearly £16 clear of the Diane Quest. That's third best in. So look, he's miles clear. I think Wendigo will have bigger days ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in here to win, and he's going to jump around, and maybe a National Hunt Chase or a Kempton around Christmas will be the time where he's going to be all out, guns blazing, good ground, good ground back down to 2 Mile 3. I just can't see it being his cup of tea. So Blue King Daru, if he jumps, I just think he'd be different gravy today. Is like, this is his trip, middle distance. He's still only a 6-year-old, and he's gonna be no price. But I just don't see how he gets turned over unless he falls.
I think Blue King Daru will win as well. I'd say Wendigo will have other targets that going on in the year, and maybe he won't be cherry ripe. But interesting to see how he runs with the Bartlett form. But
I think he could be a proper National Hunt Chase horse, to be honest with you. I'd be keeping my eye on him for the whole season for that race.
He's slow anyway.
The trip looks on the short side, and the ground won't be what he's probably looking for.
It's going to be very quick.
Slow.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't go, to be honest.
Probably win a Welsh National or a fucking Midlands National or something.
He's a big boy.
Last one at Chepstow, 317. The Dragon Bet Welsh Champion Hurdle Limited Handicap.
Champion Hurdle in everything bar name.
And we have Celtic Dino 5-2, Tutti Quanti 4-1, Listen to Your Heart 8s, Willful 8s, Inside Man 10s, 12-1 bar. This is simple for me. It was great to start the season last year. I will definitely back him on Sunday. Of all the horses we've talked, this is the one I'll definitely back. Celtic Dino. Get on early, get on late, get on twice, get on 3 times.
This is Dino GSI job.
Yeah, form is good. I think he's still a bit of a work in progress last year. He ran a bit mad sometimes, but I think kicked out in front here or near the pace, do the job, no problem. Sam Thomas, shrewd trainer. So Celtic Dino for me, Sean.
Yeah, look, I absolutely agree with you, Dave. I just don't know how you get away from him. He's the nap of the weekend for me too. I think it's quite simple. You look back, and I think he's just been not laid out, but this race has just come at a time. Sam Thomas up in Wales, the Welsh champion hurdle, back at Chepstow, getting good ground where he relishes. You seen him last. Look, he's good form, fresh. He won a bumper first time out. He won his maiden, and he was, as Dave touched on, he was most impressive at the start of last season when he got good ground, and I think that's key to him. He bolted up in his maiden hurdle, and he went and beat Wade out and Joe Hughes. Then our Ascot and Joe Hughes obviously went on to win the Betfair hurdle. I just think his form on that ground is different compared to when he got softer ground later in the season. He wasn't seeing the best effect. But if you just go and watch back at Aintree, he got good ground again. He went off favourite. All you have to do is watch the first furlong of that race. 2 horses come down on the first bend. I'm not sure how he stayed up, and he was completely out of position. He done unreal to get back into the race, and from that point, and then just got a little tired late. Completely excusable when you watch back the replay. You just have to watch the first furlong. But as I said, back on good ground. I think a clear passage around there. He jumps well. I wouldn't be worried about that in a handicap for the first time after being at Aintree. Like, he's well enough experience coming in here. So I just think Sam Thomas, a big day, the Welsh champion hurdle. This lad ain't going to be left short, and I think the old Dino is going to be taking plenty of beat.
Go on, Dino. Andrew, are you going in for 3 for 3?
Oh, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place between the top two. Celtic Dino. Will you shut up and leave me talk?
Tutti Quanti.
Tutti Quanti, great goddamn name. Look, Dino Blue, I think he's a fantastic horse.
Dino Blue is the mayor in the race.
Or Celtic Dino.
You've lost your marbles.
You have to have marbles to lose them, Dave. I don't have them. I have bottle loan and sitting on top of a horse. Lost the train. Celtic Dino. Sorry, back to the point. Very good horse. Invested a few quid in him last season at the early part of the season. He, as Sean alluded to there, he's going to be absolutely revved up to the gills for this. But I think Tuji Quanti, there's a lot more to come from him. He ran a very, very good race in the Supreme Novice. He was finished in front of Ransbury, who went on to win the Grade 1 at the Punchestown Festival. Salvador Mundi was 9 lengths ahead of him. We know what he's done. Carnique, Romeo, Giulio, Coolio, William Mully, all ahead of him. That is very good form. Went on to absolutely bolt up then in the Mickey Mouse race, let's be honest about it. Fort Lass after that. Look, again, same thing. Nichols will want to start the season off like an absolute rocket, given how last season went from. And I think this fella will be track the pace. Celtic Dean will be out in front. He'll set the pace, and I think Harry Cobden will not be far behind him. And I think it'll be last hurdle, two of them jump together, and whoever wants it the most will win. I'm just slightly siding with Tuji Conti. I think there could be a lot more to come. And if he's not better than a 1-3-2 horse, I give up, really. He should be a lot better than that.
I think you'll have a bad Sunday if you back Tuji Conti, genuinely. Don't do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
David, I just seen that Sam Thomas has Dylan Johnson taken off the tree just in case he needs it. That's a cheeky little move.
Yeah. Every little helps, like Tesco.
Exactly.
Are you doing an OnlyFans video, Andrew, with the bed in the background? Dale Grimby wants to know.
Dale, for everyone has their price, kid. You name a price, we can make it happen. Not with you, though. Let's make that clear.
Okay, what's your best bet from Chepstow, gents? Minus Celtic Dino. Sean?
I'd say the Napa Celtic Dino as well, Dave, and a bit of a bigger price. I go Neon. Is it Neon? Yeah, Neon Moon. 8-1 each way.
Andrew?
Destroy the evidence on Saturday, I want to say.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh,
That'll on Saturday.
Okay. We have our top 5 flops. We won't spend too long. We're not going to bore you with them. I'll give my 4 first, and just a quick reason why. Drum roll, please.
Oh,
The
the
notepad
notes
is
are
out.
out. Oh, this is serious.
Stop.
Wait, let's have a guess. One of them will 100% be King Bob.
The first one is Bob Allinger.
He hates
Bob,
him.
Big Bob, can't stand Big Bob, plonker horse, and for the
Three-time Champion Festival winner.
for the reason I can't see him what races he's going to win. Still, for the life of me, I will never understand how he outstayed Tihupu when he can't.
I didn't outstay him there. That was the problem. They went 1 mile an hour and he just was able to dash for 3 furlongs.
Fucking nonsense. A nonsense race.
See,
I can't
he's
see
over
him.
it.
Can't see him winning the stairs against some of the new blood that's coming in through. I can't see where he gets his wins this year. So for that reason, he's a flop, and I cannot stand that horse. Second one, similar reason. I cannot see, and I like the horse. I've liked her for a couple of years, but cannot see where she gets, if she's campaigned as a champion hurdle horse, cannot see where she is going to get any wins through the season, and that's Golden Ace. She's not as good as Lossiemount, and probably would do, is going to turn out to be a decent horse. So I can't see where she's going to win big races in the mares, and she's a reigning champion hurdler. That's fine. She wouldn't have won the champion hurdle last year had all that madness happened. So for that reason, again, we're out on Golden Ace. Ballyburn, totally against Ballyburn. There's talent in there, but he does things so wrong. I cannot have him for a stayers hurdle. Doesn't race efficiently enough to stay 3 miles. So I can't see how he's going to stay 3 mile hurdling. Pulls the jockey's arms out every single race he goes. Doesn't jump efficiently. He didn't jump hurdles efficiently either. He clattered through a few when he was a hurdler. I think it's just what do we do with Ballyburn now? We go back over hurdles and treat him as a stairs hurdle horse because they've no other option. Ballyburn should have been a lawnmower. Yeah, we had this conversation, Sean, when Ballyburn was a novice, loved him, but you just don't win races at grade 111 in open company, racing the way Ballyburn does, making the mistakes he does, being inefficient. So unless over the summer they've taught him how to control his emotions, Ballyburn's not winning a stayers hurdle. And the last one, because I think he beat 2 boats at Cheltenham and I'll be against him until I'm proven wrong, is the New Lion. Don't like the New Lion. I like the 2 horses that he beat, but I like him as 3-mile chasers. And I think that's the most important part. I can't have the New Lion as low as he is for the champion hurdle. I may be wrong and it may look stupid, but how he's half the price of State Man and some of the others in the market is just absolute madness.
His price is ridiculous.
We'll see in the fighting fifth, but I just would not be surprised if he's not fast enough. Andrew touched on him before, said he jumps well. That's all well and good, jumping well against Final Demand and the Yellow Clay and novices and so on and so forth. I think the dog is eating my wall, by the way. I think that's what that noise was. But different level against season champion hurdle horses that are going to be running at speed. And we'll see in the fighting fifth, but I'm against the New Lion. That's my 4. Andrew, you can go next. 2 seconds.
Right, my 5, I'll start off with same colours as Bob Onlinger, same division, T-Hoopo, or as Kubo likes to call him, Chupo. Look, I think his best days are behind him now. Yes, he finished off last season winning the Punchestown Festival. Like, where are you going to see him again? You're going to see him in the Hatton's Grace, where apparently nearly half the horses in training are being aimed for that at the start of this season, so I can't see him winning that. You'd like some Lossy Mouse. Apparently Ballyburn's going there. You'll have 2 or 3 other good horses going there. I just don't think the legs are there anymore. That's not his trip. And then you won't see him till the stairs, and even the likes of Jasmine DeVoe and the Yellow Clay, horses like that who are going to end up there. I think his legs are gone. I think he'd be beaten again. Probably might win at the end of... No, he won't win a Punchestown because Jasmine DeVoe is going to go there again. Jasmine DeVoe doesn't stays over hurdles. I think he'll clean up on that division this year, but T-Hoopo is the first one. Second one, Staying Chase is Spillane Tower. I have no idea where this horse is going to get a win out of. He'll turn up to John Durkin. That'll be his race for him. If he doesn't win that, there's not a hope in hell he's winning a 3-mile chase. They drop him down to 2.5 miles for the Ryanair. He's going to have his arse handed to him by Fact the Foil. He got absolutely walloped in the King George last season. He got absolutely walloped by Gallopin de Champ at the end of last season. I just think there was a lot of hype going around him coming in from his novice season. Then if you go back and look who he beat in his novice season, he beat Monty Star, he beat Blood Destiny. That's terrible for him. I just don't think
remember when people were saying Monty Star each way was the bet to go a cup last year?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
wow.
Like, I have it here. Firm Fittings, Blood Destiny, Tactical Move, and Monty Star were the horses he was beating in his novice season. And he's just probably not up to that level. So he is second. Third one, Amsterdam. You touched on horses racing like lunatics in open grade 1 company. He can't race. He doesn't jump well. I hate horses who wear hoods.
Put up the last comment. Rather back Monty Burns. Oh God.
Amsterdam. I hate horses who need to wear hoods to settle them down in grade 1s. It's never a positive. You see him at Ballyburn, he absolutely loses the plot, and I think he'll lose the plot in open company. I touched on the start of the show. His jumping is nowhere near good enough to be a champion hurdler. Where he goes, he'll have to go against. He'll head over to the fighting fifth, where you have the New Lion and Con Hill to beat. To me, he'll get beat at both of them. He'll head to Leopardstown of Christmas. Stateman beats him. He heads to the Irish champion hurdle. Lossiemouth beats him, or Stateman beats him. He heads back over to England. Con Hill will probably beat him. Goes to the champion hurdle. 3 or 4 will beat him. And he'll probably beat himself before he even gets to the start. So Amsterdam is a big no-no for me. Fourth, same as you, Dave. Ballyburn. Can't have him at all in any race. Jumping hurdles, jumping fences. The brain is not there. There's no evidence that he even stays 3 miles. He tried over fences against at Cheltenham, and he was absolutely had his arse handed to him. Battering fences as well. I think last season when he won at the DRF, to me that was the part of Croke Park just stopping, and then he looked like he stayed on. To me, I was looking at it and I just thought he just stopped. I just don't like the horse. I think, as one of the lads said there, he should go down now to do DID Electrical and sell himself as a lawnmower. I can't see where his wins are going to come from whatsoever. Last one, another champion hurdle contender, apparently. William Money. Where's this coming out? If someone please tell me.
I like Billy Money.
You love Billy Money, but yet the horse that you cannot stand got absolutely handed his arse to him at the start of the season. He got battered off work ahead. He went off and got out battled by Cowabunga. He went off and won a Mickey Mouse race around Leopardstown, and the second out of that started coming out and get beaten at Gorn last week. He ran a fair enough race at Cheltenham in the Supreme. Like, he's another one who doesn't jump well. He have to go back and watch some of his hurdle races. He just flattens 1 or 2. Again, in grade 1s, against the likes of Statement and all them, you cannot do that. You can't get away with it. And if he keeps doing that, he's not going to get away with it. I don't get where the hype is coming out of. He's won 1 hurdle race in his whole life out of 4. That's not... You name me the last horse like that, that's suddenly the talk of the town for a champion hurdle. It's baffling.
He's definitely better than Mark ahead, Andrew.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not, but he got beat by him 7 lengths, so you're going to say he's better. People give out about work ahead, but yet this fella's the second coming to the next champion hurdler. And he got beat by he got out-battled by Cowabunga.
There, hold up. There's work ahead coming over the finish line there now from the Supreme shot. He's just finished.
There's the hype train getting derailed now when he goes up.
Oh, will you stop? Fucking dumb.
He was on the wrong part of the boat.
Oh, stop. He should have stayed in Waterford, I tell you.
But anyway, there are my 5. Ballyburn. Billy Money is Dave. That's a great name. Dave is good at renaming horses. Billy Money, Amsterdam, Spillane Tower, and Chupo.
Billy Money is so much better than William Money.
That's great. They should rename. They should put it into the HRI. We want to name Billy Money.
Billy Money.
Sean,
now,
just before Sean goes, if William Money was going over fences, different story altogether. He's a chaser out now. Watch the way he jumps. His front end is high. His back end isn't. He airs him. He's not a hurdler. He's a chaser.
He's a big lad.
He's a chaser.
Sean.
Yeah, look, Dave, I have 4 myself, and I'm just at the look, and I actually have 3 JP, which probably isn't the wisest thing in the world. But we'll kick off with the first one, and I think people might be caught up that all of a sudden the Triumph throws out superstars every single year, and I'm gonna tell you,
you would be one of them.
No, but like, in terms of, we've had vintage years, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna continue on, because I think last year's stock is a stock of shite, to be honest with you. I don't think that anywhere near the level. And the fourth flop I'll go with is Lalamba. Actually, you know what? Throwing the 2 of them, him and Poneros, I don't think they're going to be absolutely anywhere near it this season. You have Lalamba, who, look, for me, he's a 3-miler. I don't know if they're going to mess around with hurdles for the season. He won't win a stairs. And if he goes over fences, the final demand will absolutely eat him. So I just don't see what you do with that horse. He's not a champion hurdle horse. And how on earth he's up the top of the betting for an Arkle, I just do not know whatsoever. I don't have him as a quick horse whatsoever. You've seen him last year around Punchestown. He was literally getting pushed around for 2 miles of that race to keep the revs up and keep her up at the pace. So he's the first flop is Lalamba and Poneros. That'll make 5. I give you the 2 of them. I think the juvenile division ain't strong from last year. The next one comes in the Merge Chase division. And if something doesn't go past Dino Blue this year, I'll be deeply disappointed. She's up the top for the Merge Chase again. Of course, most consistent horse, very good. But she's new opposition coming in this year. You've Spindleberry coming in. You have the big Westerner coming in. I think Jade de Grugy will go chasing. You'll have her coming in. And then you have horses like Only by Night coming up in the novice division. Potentially Bright Days ahead, but she doesn't run great at Cheltenham. So maybe not just for Cheltenham. We have 4 horses coming in here now where I think it's time to get past Dino Blue. she can no longer be knocking her. Now, listen, she might win a race at Navan on Ace starting off because they won't be clashing early on the season. Some of them novices be staying apart. But I just think when it gets to the big day, I think her boots might be hung up and she might be touching on it a little bit now. So Dino Blue will be my second. Probably a big controversial one would come in Marshborough. I don't think his jumping's going to improve. I just think there's a big issue there between him learning to jump and respecting the fence. And when you show me your tendencies on every single novice chase start to run down your fences and not pay them respect, I don't know when it's going to clip. Of course, he can be a year stronger. But I think it's in the brain where that's not working out. If he can't adjust left, he's in big trouble and he runs down his fences. I touched on it already. I think at Cheltenham, when you're up against the rail, he can't adjust left and all of a sudden he goes out through the second last and out through the last again. So that's a big, big worry. 2 mile chase and you cannot make a mistake. When he gets it right, he's electric, but when he doesn't, he's in big, big trouble. So you just can't do that in that division for me. So I think Marshborough needs to get that jumping together completely and I just don't see it happening. He's shown tendencies on every start. So for that reason, Marshborough is going to be the flop. And you've already touched on my final one. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I just do not understand how the New Lion is so short favourite for that champion hurdle. In my opinion, I think the Supreme was better. And why wouldn't he have been in the Supreme if he thought he was the aeroplane? Because you go and win the 2 mile race. The weaker races to go up and take on the Ballymore, the 2.5 mile horses. David's touched on, there's no disrespect. I think the Yellow Clay is a 3 mile horse. I don't think he's going to be knocking around the Stars division this season. I don't think he's that top class. And then you have Final Demand, who I think they learned a lot about that day. You can't sit in behind over that trip. You need to make use of him. You've seen that Punchestown when he kicked out. Just kept him flat to the mat. He was unbelievable. And he's stepping up to be 3 miles. It doesn't mean that bad horses because they were beaten. They're just 3 milers. I just don't see where the New Lion. You go back and you look at his other grade 1 win in the Cello. Wendigo, like he's a 3 miler, he's a 4 miler. He's been beating slow horses. They're not bad, but they're boats. And he's looked quick beating boats. That's no use to me. You need to look quick down the 2 mile division. Why wasn't he in the Supreme? That's the big question I always had to myself. If you thought he was so good, he was so quick, you would have went to Supreme, but they didn't take on Kopek for that reason. And I wouldn't be shocked if William Money beat him in the champion hurdle. I'm going to be quite honest with you, because I just don't see how he's shown that level. I think William Money done well. He's a lunatic. He's not all there in the head. But when he gets it right, he can come good. And maybe they're going to have to work on him for the season and produce him again at Cheltenham. But I just think the New Lion at 4-1 is an absolute crazy, crazy price. He can go and win this fight fifth because I don't know what he's going to be taking on. It's Christmas hurdle, you don't know what he's going to be taking on. And if he wins them, even better, because he'd be lying them at a shorter price come the champion hurdle. I just think against the big boys, he's 6, 7, 8 pounds to find Rolosi Mouth and State Man. And I just don't think that's going to happen.
So you're flopping him for Cheltenham.
Yeah, well, it depends on what goes over and takes him on. Like, I mean, the 2 mile division in England, if Constitution Hill doesn't come back, is shite. Like, it's not great. What's he going to be running?
So technically, like, I get what you're saying. He's a stupid price for Cheltenham. Absolutely stupid price for Cheltenham. Yeah, I can't see how he's going to be a flop if he's off winning the 2 mile division in England.
Yeah, fair, but let me write this probably with the champion hurdle. I'll flop him for that specific day and say that he won't win that race. But I just don't see. I don't know if Willie does send Amsterdam or if he does send something over, then you have a bit of a test. But you don't know what you have in Constitution Hill, fair enough. But if he goes and wins them 2 races, he's 4-1 now. What are you going to tell me? He's a under 2-1 shot after winning them 2 races?
They won't. Well,
and like,
I say they won't. Of course they fucking will.
Absolutely.
If he won the fighting 50, it'd be 2-1 to win the champion hurdle.
And then he wins the Christmas hurdle because he takes on the same opposition again and wins that. He's probably under 2-1. And like, he has not taken on anything. Like, nothing to the level of a State Man that he's going to meet in the champion hurdle.
Yeah, but you can say that the same with all the novices that are coming out into it. You can't just nail it on one horse. Same with
I agree.
Same with Kopek the boards. Like, they haven't taken on any of the caliber. It's just my opinion. In my opinion, I think he's beat 2 far better horses than Kopek the board's beaten. I think Final Demand and the Yellow Clay are miles better than what ran in the Supreme.
There's a mile in the difference in the trip that they want.
Yeah, that's it.
He's like, I don't think he's going to win a champion hurdle. I think he's getting a lot of flack for the price he is for a champion hurdle. I think if you go back and watch how he raced, You go back and watch how he jumps. He jumps like a champion hurdler. He's low and quick.
But he's not
That's what you
racing
need,
at. He's not racing at a speed
But
like they will
I
over
know,
2
but
miles.
that's not hit. Like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm sticking up for an English horse. What the fuck is going on? That's not his fault. He can only race what's in front of him, and he's doing it on the snaff. He was doing it on the snaff until he came against the yellow clay and final demand. Like,
But the worry is that he didn't even he was the first one off it, if I'm not wrong. Maybe final demand was off before him, but I think he was the first one off after the second last, and he was off it until the whole way up the straight. That'd worry me because it's not like he's come on the dicky and he's like just.
Don't you always say though? Don't you always say if you need to win the champion hurdle, you need to stay further than 2 miles?
No, I absolutely agree with you, but has he got that pace to sit with them?
I'd say he does. On evidence we have. Look, there's very hard evidence to say on any of the novices coming in, do they have the pace to sit with the likes of Stateman and all them? Right now, no, none of them do. But does he have the potential to do it on what we've seen? Eye test, the way Harry, well, you can't really say eye test, the way Harry bloody rides, he sits on everything like he's a fucking airplane.
Yeah, I just maybe
in the Challow, he beat Wendigo, Bill Joyce, Regent Strode, Electric Mason. If you're telling me the William Money that was at Cheltenham can't beat them horses as impressive as he did, you're lying to me, and you're lying to yourself.
You can say
then at Cheltenham,
the new line would the new line got beat off Workhead, Coco Cabana or not Coco Cabana, fucking I think Cowabunga. Look, you can go back and forth with all. We don't know until he actually does.
Yeah.
The new line beat the Yellow Clay in final demand, and 2.5 miles.
They are miles better than the rest of them that he beat.
But it's the trip. It's the trip. I'm not saying the final demand looks like he's going to be a superb 3 mile chaser. But 3 mile chasers are 3 mile chasers. Willie Money will beat them horses over 2.5 miles as well. He's just fast, like.
I don't think he would.
And you mentioned Cowabunga. I think Cowabunga would have waltzed the Ballymore or whatever it's called now from what I seen last year. Yeah, in my opinion, he would have spanked the new line.
It's a game of opinions and like.
Yeah, no.
I don't see it.
And but maybe the gripe is more towards, in fairness, if Constitution Hill isn't back, then he does win the point fifth, because what's he going to run against, if you be honest? And then you go to Christmas and you take on probably the same horses. So yeah, he's probably saying he's a flop is probably wrong, because he definitely has a chance of winning 2 Grade 1s. But my gripe is definitely towards the champion hurdle.
Oh, he shouldn't be.
Does he really have
top of the market? Shouldn't be anywhere near top of the market for champion hurdle.
He'll be obviously in those races because he's been named the champion hurdle. But will he send something to Kempton? Whatever about the fighting fifth, he'll definitely send something to Kempton on Boxing Day. That's 100%. He sent Lossie over there last year. So he won't get a freebie around Kempton because Willie will send something.
Oh, they do. I can't believe I stuck up for an English horse.
Our competition, nobody gave... Oh, no, someone said Flying Fortune up the very top there.
Who's at it, Dave? You pick.
No, you need to go back to the very top. Someone said Flying Fortune. I can't see him. I can't. I'm not anywhere near the top.
Cardi said it. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So contact Andrew there.
I will. If you have Twitter, let me know if you have to. I'll find you on Twitter. If you have Twitter, or do you know what you send an email to? No, I'll find you on Twitter. Or you're on Twitter. Yeah, I'm stopping now. Yeah, nearly. That was nearly a bad decision.
Okay, so let's remind everybody of our best bet of the weekend. Sean,
best bet of the weekend is Celtic Dino Celtic Dino on the Sunday in the Welsh Champion Hurdle.
Same for me.
On what we covered, destroy the evidence on Saturday.
And that is all for this evening. I hope you enjoyed the chat about the floppies. But never mind, let's not go down that road. But the new line is going to be will be a floppy for many men through the year, I'd say.
Apparently, Wales are flopping at Wembley.
Yeah, more floppies.
What's the score?
It is 3-0. As always, if you're new here, please like, subscribe. It helps the channel. If you've been here before, leave comments like you have done through the evening. Leave comments under the video. We'll have a look through and see if there's any ones to pick out for next week. Same as last week. It's early on in the season, but the live viewers is very, very high for this time in the season, especially when we're only talking about Chepstow. It shows that people are, I would say, a little bit fed up with the flat racing now and ready for the jumps racing. But to have upwards 400, bordering on 500 live viewers is very good for this time of year. Usually only be half of that. So thanks to everyone for watching. Dave, where's the puppy? She's in her crate asleep at the moment because she was eating the wall. So there's nothing I can do. But she was here.
I like the way you worded it. She's in her crate asleep. She was put in a crate and told to shut up.
She was here. She wouldn't relax, so she started eating the wall then. And you know what? If people don't believe me about her eating the wall, let me know on Twitter and I'll show you a picture of the hole in the wall. The concrete wall, a concrete block. There's a hole in it.
I can.
But yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching. Andrew, thank you very much. Sean, thank you very much.
Cheers, Dave.
We're back next week for our horses to follow. Is that right?
Yeah, because I think there's only the Champions Day on.
Champions Week is on in the flat, so we won't really be touching on that. So we'll have our horses to follow for the season, the usual crack with the open chasers and open hurdlers and the novices. And then we're rocking on into the jump season from then on in. So thank you very much for listening. Have a good evening. If you're having a bet at Chepstow, bet responsibly, and best of luck. Try to get a winner.